What's going on? Spencer D here, and today is a massive arm day. We're going to work out our arms, biceps, and triceps, starting with our triceps to get a little bit of blood in our shoulders and get warmed up in a tricep pushdown right here for the first movement, you guys. So set one, the idea here is to keep those elbows close to your body. So you want to keep your elbow here glued to your hip as much as possible. You don't want to start flaring out like that. You just want to keep it down, glued to your hip. What I want you to do is just focus on hinging at the elbow only. I don't want to see any body language in the hips or any chest movement or any lower elbow movement like I'm doing right now, like that. I'm moving the humerus only. I want you to lock those elbows in place and hinge down and squeeze those triceps just like that. Every single rep, focus on that squeeze for a half second there at the bottom. What we're trying to do is warm up and prime our CNS nervous system, so central nervous system, to lift weights. And right now, we're getting it focusing on the muscle group that we desire to work out today. So tricep pushdowns. The rep ranges we're going to do here today is we're going to warm up with another 10 or 12, and then we're going to jump down to a working set of 8 to 10 heavy reps, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. So the reason why I start with triceps is because your triceps are a much bigger muscle group than your biceps, right? It doesn't take much to stimulate your biceps for them to grow. You don't need massive amounts of weight, but when it comes to your triceps, you do a lot of pushing during the week with your bench presses and shoulder presses. So it can be a task to overload those triceps on their own day, arm day, at times by using weight. And in this case, we're going to start with triceps. That way, we're going to make sure most of our glycogen and everything goes towards the bigger of the two muscle groups right there, so triceps. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking so much and hit my next set. So how do I choose the weight, you guys? Years of experience. And then also, too, I start counting reps. I drop about 4 plates here. So it's 3 reps, 4 reps, 5 reps, 6 reps, 7. You see how I'm staying stationary? Elbows not moving. That's how you want to be. Planted. Very, very planted here right in front of your machine. You don't want to get too stuck in body language type of movement. You want to isolate. That's what we're trying to do, is isolate these triceps. So we jumped here from 30 to 60 pounds. So we doubled the weight. I could feel it was fairly heavy. So maybe I'll jump a little bit less here for my next set, something like just 100 pounds. And then we're going to feel it out from there. And it will be our third set on triceps. If this set, the weight feels correct, we're going to keep going to 12 reps at the end of that. And we're going to determine at that point if that was stimulating enough or do we need a 4th set. So how do you figure that stuff out? Sets and stimulation and intensity. Well, you figure it out by honestly just giving yourself a number from 1 to 10 on how hard you're trying during your workouts, right? So I would give that last one maybe a 5 or a 6. It was decently heavy, but I'm not really sweating from it. Don't feel out of breath or exhausted. So we're going to try dropping the weight and keeping that rep count high. What we're going to do is make sure we keep upping the weight without really lowering those reps. So for set number 3 here, we're going to shoot for 10. 12 reps on that set. That's a good indicator that I need to do one more set, a 4th set, and I need to make sure I up that weight enough to where I fail before 12 reps to stimulate them triceps to grow. So we're going to go from 100 to 130, maybe 120. And what we're going to do is, so another 20-pound jump. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to maybe slow it down a hair more. That way we're putting a little bit more time under tension in the next set, and then making our triceps go till failure. So we can send that signal to the brain to tell it you need more muscle fibers in the triceps. So it's pretty simple, you guys. Just make sure that during each set, you're intentional about keeping good form. So make sure every set you're intentional about keeping good form, and then you won't have to worry about other muscle groups taking over as much. And as soon as good form breaks into okay form, that's when you got a rep or 2 and then it's time to end the set, because if you keep going, your form is going to start looking, keyword, sloppy. Anyway, set number 4 here, and we're going to work self failure. We're shooting for another 10 or 12. Probably going to fail before. You could even see maybe in the last rep there, my right elbow started wanting to come out a little bit. And then that last rep, I couldn't even get a full rep there. So that's when I know I'm at complete failure. And then now what we're going to do, now that we're warmed up, we're going to start on biceps. So let's work into a preacher curl off of the cable machine. All right, what's up? So exercise number 2 here, we're gonna do some curls on the preacher curl here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure when we're coming up here, we're bringing it right to our chin. And we're trying to push our elbows together. So as your elbow's there, you want to make sure that you're trying to push it towards the other elbow. I know it feels awkward and you're never gonna touch the elbows because it's physically impossible. But let's go grab a neutral grip here and let's get 12 warm-up reps. So 1, nice squeeze at the top. 2, 3, 4. Again, I'm trying to get those biceps to start firing for those heavier weight. Warming up that CNS. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we obviously need to up the weight during this set. It's a little light. So what we're gonna do is up the weight. We're gonna pull the sleeves up for this one. Get a little bit more arms. Now keep them, remember you guys, I'm trying to push my elbows together right there when we're on the pad. That way I can further isolate my biceps. So here we go. Ooh, 10 good solid reps there. Starting to feel that burn and feeling a little burn even in my forearms because I'm squeezing a bunch. So halfway through the set, I had to remember to loosen the grip a hair and just focus on using my hands as hooks as I pull my forearm up to my top of my bicep there. So if you're ever wondering why your hands hurt and why your forearms are always achy and you're a gym person, think about your grip. Sometimes some of the movements we do don't require as much squeeze as required for a deadlift. So something to think about for you veterans and you newbies is how much you squeeze on specific movements. So I choose the preacher curl like this is because when you put your tricep on it, your humerus right there, this humerus doesn't move back and forth. And you're able to put all that tension right there on the bicep. A nice reason I like it is because not a lot of people use the preacher for free weights. So it's open a lot. People want all the cable machine and all the specialized machines. And I've come to realize that sometimes all you need is a good mind-muscle connection and just a dumbbell, man. And just squeeze every rep and you'll get some great gains that way. And another reason I like it is because through experience and using this movement a lot, it's allowed me to build bigger biceps. So it's on my list of to-dos for bigger biceps. Anyway, let's hit the next set here, you guys. Ooh, failure. There's no way I was getting another rep. I could feel the lactic acid build up and everything. So anyway, that concludes for cable, preacher curls, neutral grip basically. And we're gonna move on to another tricep mass builder. All right, so tricep movement number 2 is a dumbbell skull crusher. And what I want you guys to do is keep your elbows close to your body like we've discussed. And I'll demonstrate this, but I want you to keep them close as you bring them back. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna twist your wrist as you come up to get a better contraction. So that would be the full stretch position. And I twist my wrist counterclockwise and I squeeze that tricep better like that. And it works the opposite direction with the other wrist. But the whole point of these skull crushers is to use a weight that you can rotate during the middle of the movement. And so what that looks like is like this. And again, keep those elbows close. So I'm gonna put them up, keep my elbows in line, nice and parallel, twist, twist, squeeze right there. Bring them down, to that forehead, twist them back up, squeeze. So we're gonna up the weight a little bit there, but as you guys can see, basically every rep I'm emphasizing this twist right there. And what it's going to do for you, it's gonna get you a better overall contraction right there in your tricep. Density. Don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, guys, next set here, we got the 50s. We're gonna keep our elbows close. Remember to keep those elbows close. Lock in right there. Bring those weights down. Twist them up 90 degrees. Squeeze. Squeeze. Ooh. So you see that right there? Where the last one, I barely had anything left and just hooked it up a little bit halfway. That's failure. Trying to get your body to that point sometimes can be tricky. Don't overthink it. Just keep the form good and push and push and try. But when you come to the point where you got resistance and it's hard, sometimes you have a little bit more in you, right? And sometimes you don't. In this particular instance, I had nothing left. It's bad leverage position right there. I'm a little burnt. I've been moving and I got a list of excuses. But sometimes there's a point where your mind is telling you got nothing left. But the truth is that you got to jump over that hurdle in your mind and say, hey, you know what? I don't believe that. I think I got a second win. I think I got a few more reps if I just dig a little deeper. And that's kind of what you have to do in that split second in your set, is figure that out. Do I have more reps? Can I dig deeper or not? Find that level of awareness and you're gonna make gains. You're gonna build a better physique. It's easy. Yep, another set till failure right there. Let's go move on to some biceps. And what I'm going to show you guys is a great bicep movement on how to also build your forearms along with it. And it's right here on the cable machine. All right, guys, so this is a hammer curl. And the trick to this movement right here is the rope. What you're going to do is you're going to lay the fuck down and you're going to do some hammer curls off this thing. But what I want you guys to focus on when you do your hammer curls is I want you to focus on keeping that elbow close like that. What you do when you come up, you're gonna split the rope at the top and you're gonna push your elbows together at the bottom. So what that looks like is like this. Hammer curls 101. So you're gonna lay down here, find your spot, elbows close, and open up the rope. 2, 3. Probably looks a little weird from that angle, but to be honest with you guys, you really target those forearms on a cable machine laying in this position and pulling them, keeping your elbows close. I got this one from O'Hearn and then hammer curl from Phil Heath. Two great physiques, and that's some advice I took from both of them. Combined it together and voila, you got these arms. No, I'm just kidding. But it's a great movement, you guys. I've learned it from some other people in the fitness industry that do it. I've been doing this movement for years, probably since I was still in my hometown, at least 10 years, since I was working out with my dad originally. So it really works those forearms, and brachialis is great. And the point of it is to build depth to your arm. So you don't want just to have a big bicep and a toothpick hanging off of it. You want something that goes together, so they look more three-dimensional, which is what you want. It's what everybody wants. Everybody wants to look like a bodybuilder, like their version of a bodybuilder. So do these hammer curls if you're looking to build depth to your arms. You can do hammer curls a million different ways, but there's one of them. And I'll do a video on that. But for now, we're gonna stick to these. Don't need too much weight, just enough. Point is to keep good form. So you lay down, back nice and flat. Keep those elbows close. Man, this one's a little short, this pad here I'm laying on. So I feel like I got to bend my knees a little bit, but overall, a great movement, and I stand by this one. So I think you guys get the point. I'm probably gonna do another set here. I'm not gonna bore you. And then that's probably gonna conclude the arm workout for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content, you guys. I really hope this helps you in your quest to get big arms. They really stand out on a physique. Arms and shoulders and traps, even chest. So anyway, follow me if you guys want to learn a bit on filling out and making your physique more three-dimensional, and maybe even my lifestyle if you guys like that. Follow a little bit of that too. All right, I'll see you in the next video.